they've been in, and their offense has jumped out in a couple of those games and gotten off to an early lead and really forced people to throw the football quite a bit against them. And so I think that's, sometimes why statistics are a little skewed. They've got some talented guys back there. D'Angelo Hall, Pro Bowl caliber corner, a guy that we played against a couple of times in two different teams with the Raiders and the Redskins. And we know he's capable of making some plays. So, I think sometimes games dictate statistics.
How have they compensated for the loss of Rockpo and Kerrigan?
They've done a good job. Kerrigan stepping in, number 91, has done a really good job. I mean, he's a good player. He's a talented guy, very physical, high motor, very active. I think their scheme has allowed them to keep pressure in terms of the pass game. Pass rush has been very good. They've been very stout against the run, so they've done a good job.
How much attention do you pay to some of the stuff that's out there as far as your numbers and people talking about MVP after only 4 games and all that stuff?
4 games, right?
Yeah.
After 4 games, you can't really worry about those things. And I don't worry about it too much ever, really. I think the biggest thing for me is to try and play well every week and do whatever we need to do to get a win. And other than that, I try not to pay attention to it.
Yeah, I guess the reason I ask is because I know that your coach said earlier in the week, Smitty, that even though you're 4-0, there's still a lot of work to be done.
Without question. And I think one of the things that I think we've done a good job is we've figured out different ways to win. And that's good, and that's what you need to do. But when we watch the film, we have a lot of things we need to do better. And, I think everybody has that mindset of coming in here and trying to constantly improve. And when you're here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that's what it's all about. It's trying to get better, trying to play better the following week.
Matt, there's been a lot of talk about your off-season bodybuilding program. How do you feel like it's helped you so far?
I've felt good. I felt good early on. I felt good.
Do you make that throw to Roddy at the end of the game last year or the year before?
I think so. I think it's one of those things. I've always had a lot of confidence in myself, but I think every year there's a couple of areas you want to improve on and try and get better, and I felt like that was one this offseason.
What do you attribute? You talk about that. Anything you can pinpoint of why you've been maybe not like effective, but maybe more effective this first quarter?
I think collectively we've been effective, and we've had a lot of guys who have stepped up in different games and made some big plays. I think experience has a lot to do with it. I think having played here for 5 years, this being my 5th year now, I've been through some ups, been through some downs, and learned from both of them. And so I think I'm better experienced, and again, I have good players around me, and guys that aren't afraid to go out and make plays. And I think last week, the last play of the game, or not the last play of the game, but the last drive of the game is an example of that. Roddy, has been a guy that's made a ton of plays for us. So I'm surrounded by good people.
Matt, obviously, Smitty has you guys on that quarter, schedule per se, where you finished the last one, now you're starting this next one. But this would be the first time a team in this franchise's history would start 5-0. What would that mean to you?
I don't really think about it too much in terms of the grand view, the big picture, the entire history of the organization. What it would mean for us right now is we've gotten off to a good start, but we've got a lot of work to do before we get there, and can't really worry about what we'll feel like after this game. It's all about trying to get ourselves prepared to play.
How much do you attribute that to the success you've had, kind of a new sort of face coming in and the relationship you guys have built?
Well, I think it's been good. I think he's done a great job early on this season. I think, he's a really good teacher, a very good play caller, and certainly put us in good position to make plays. So I think he's done a great job.
With some of the running quarterbacks, like this week, RG3, what do you think of some of the shots that they take?
I would have no idea. I don't consider myself in that category, but they're tough, man, and they make it difficult for a defense. I know our guys, it's always an added element that they have to go against, so I'm not sure.
You have a rushing touchdown, though.
That's right, I do have one. I appreciate that, D.
You talked about Roddy. What the play he made, but just what he's done and accepting, another guy coming in. Obviously, a lot of time was Julio, and seems to be fairly secure in himself.
Yeah, he is. Roddy is. He knows he's a very good player. He's got a lot of confidence in himself, but he's also, I think he's one of the most unselfish guys on our team. And it's rare for one of your superstars to be like that, in this day and age, but he is like that. And, I think a perfect example of it is the other day, Mike Turner, he catches a screen pass, and Roddy's the one on the end of the run, diving out there full extension to try and just hold up Captain Munderland for an extra second, and he did that. And the crazy part is Tony was doing it right before that, so it's a good picture of, we've got unselfish guys around here, and when you have that, it makes for great chemistry.
What is it just from a quarterback standpoint? What do you stands out to you about Roddy as a player, the physical of a player, what he can do?
Physically, he's got everything you want. He's strong, he's physical, he's got great top end speed, he's quick out of his cuts, very good hands. But I think his best attribute is he's an incredible competitor. And, just wants nothing else but to play well and to win. And, you'd love to have tons of guys like that.
After, last week you were doing your comeback thing, RG3 is doing kind of his comeback thing down there. What trait must you have to, to stay in the hunt, to keep fighting, to pull your team through in those type of situations?